So let's do the thing with the person that's not here, your lovely wife.
Yes.
So let's. Why don't you give us a lowdown on how wonderful it is to work with Ginger Gonzaga?
It is absolutely wonderful. I mean, what have you heard? Because I'll tell you. She's one of the funniest people I've ever met. I know assassins in this business, really, really funny people, and she's one of the funniest people I've ever met. When we did the testing for Helen's, I fortunately got Harry, and then now we had to read for Helen's. And when she came in, she just changed the whole thing. She was improvising. I was just trying to keep up, and then she made up this funny bit where she was talking about, because in the pilot she thinks that Harry's having an affair.
Yeah.
And she says, I looked at this thing, 10 reasons why your husband's having an affair. After I did this, which Harry Potter character were you? And then we went on, and then at the very end, and I said, I'm not having an affair. It's just, it's this thing, it's something else. But which Harry Potter character were you? And she went, Dobby. And it was just perfect, right? It had nothing to do with the show. It had nothing to do with the test or the audition. But it was, for us, it was just fun. And her and I laughed, and we're like, oh my God, that was so funny. And that's how it was every day. She made everyone laugh. So it was awesome working with Ginger Gonzaga.
She'll be glad to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, you're just a friend?
Huh?
She's
been on my podcast before, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's lovely. I love her.
Yeah, she's hilarious. She's the best.
What about preparing for the role? Obviously there's the movie. Did you go back and watch it to see what Arnold was doing, or did you purposely avoid it to put your own spin on it?
Look. This whole thing has been amazing and terrifying and wonderful, and such huge shoes to fill. Like a lot of kids, I was a huge Schwarzenegger fan growing up in the 80s and 90s. So I saw the movie in the theater, and then I told one of my best friends who I grew up with, and he goes, your 13-year-old self would be freaking out right now. But again, it was really scary. I'm not an Austrian bodybuilder. I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the thing is, though, is when you throw a knife and it goes through somebody, and that knife then sticks into the wall, and then you have the line, stick around. That's hard to pull off. And he did it with so much suave and grace and his own style. And yeah, he was like this, bodybuilder guy, but he became this iconic action star of film. And then now we're doing the TV version of it. So yeah, it was daunting. It was it's just set up to fail. But we try to do our own thing. We try to do not the movie, because again, James Cameron, Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis just won an Oscar. These are iconic film stars of the silver screen, and now we're doing the TV version. I've always wanted to punch the guy, shoot the gun, kiss the girl, crack the joke. So careful what you wish for. This is one of those things. So I had a lot of fun doing it. It was also it was hard. It was really hard. The physicality of the stunts and all that.
Do you do a lot of the stunts?
Yeah.
Or all of them?
Yeah, I don't jump through the glass.
Or jump from the car to the other car while moving?
Don't do that. That wasn't me. I did on stage. You do the fight scenes, and that's me. But yeah, all that, the stuff that insurance companies don't let you do.
Exactly.
Unless you're, Tom Cruise, who owns the insurance company. Yeah. Yeah, it was one of the, if not the hardest things I've ever done. My career I've been very lucky. 6 years on a sitcom, 11 years on a Showtime show, and they were lazy boys compared to this. This was sleep deprivation, this was stunts, this was being number one. Omar said to me early on, he goes, "Are you ready to be number one? You ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what? What are you like? What are you saying?" And I didn't know what he meant until probably the 4th episode when Matt Lillard came on, and then it was like, whoa, yeah, because it's you're wearing so many hats, you know. But did I answer your question?
I was curious. You mentioned the action.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference between the hand-to-hand and the weapon play, and which one was the hardest one for you to get down?
The hand-to-hand is harder because it's not so much anymore. There is some competitions, but I was a rifle pistol competition shooter, so I already had a discipline in handling firearms and a respect that I'd never had before. Doing the hand-to-hand to sell a punch or a kick. If you look at these Jackie Chan, Donnie, Yuen, Scott Atkins, it's a punch, but then you throw it back, and I didn't know that. So I was doing what I trained in, and I was throwing punches or kicks or whatever, and then I looked back on it, and it looked like I was in slow motion. And I was like, I'm throwing fast punches. Why am I looking like in slow motion? It's because it's the recoil. It's for the movie. It's a whole movement that I didn't know about. And so I was learning it as I was doing it with the stunt coordinator. So yeah, the knife play, they're just exaggerated moves, and the best way to do anything is just to have experience. So you just have to do it over and over again until it looks reasonably okay. So it doesn't look like you're just some old man out there like clawing at the stunt guy. Yeah, but yeah, it was hand-to-hand combat because those moves, elbows, knees, kicks, to sell it, you have to. It's a choreography. With gunplay, just it's kind of. I think it's easier because it's a tool. You have something else. Tools are easier because it's like you get to juggle.
And it's distance too, versus being right up on someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Thank you.
Can you tell us what it was like to work with Tom Arnold?
Yeah, it was great.
And can we expect other cameos from some of the original cast?
Well, you have to tune in and find out. But he was like our. I'm trying to find something witty here to say, so this might take a second. He like christened the show because he said he didn't know what he was getting into, and I was like, yeah, I mean, like, your best performance, if I may say, was a hit mega blockbuster movie with James Cameron. I mean, you stole that movie. He stole that movie for me, how I feel. I mean, Jamie did too. Yeah, he was great. He was funny. He improv'd. We had fun with him. And then at the end, he said, "You guys got something cool here. Like, good luck." Yeah, it was cool. Beverly D'Angelo, is in the cast. Another iconic Hollywood legend. Matt Lillard was great. We have some amazing guest cast come in. This was tough because if you think about it, if you're remaking a hit movie with huge movie stars, like, you know what I mean? I mean, on the record, off the record, you're fucked. You're fucked because how do I compare it to that? How do people who are familiar with the movie, and then there's all these kids who aren't familiar with the movie, so they're coming into it all brand new, and so hopefully we can just entertain, and that's what we try to do, is just have fun and have a good time. But there's some things I've been doing ADR for the show, and I'm pretty tired. There's a couple scenes where I'm like, because memorizing lines, no matter what anybody says, memorizing lines is exhausting because you have to get out of your own way. You have to get away from yourself, be the character, and just let it happen. That takes so much energy, mental energy, physical energy, and then when you, and on top of the physical with the stunts and all that, I was like, is this torture? I mean, I love what I do, but is this? I was like looking up like torture, like how to get out of torture, like shoot, like sleep deprivation, anti-torture techniques, like chew on coffee beans and have a rubber band to snap. Yeah.
So you that beat Shameless, you were definitely body-wise bigger. So how much did you bulk down for this role?
Well, that was the thing. I didn't want to do that other guy. Because then it would look like I was doing that.
Yeah.
I could have done the whole and then hit the gym and stuff, but I didn't want to do the Hollywood diet for the action super, because I just wanted this guy to be, my focus with Harry, if it besides the movie, besides who played him, here's a guy who got recruited out of college to be a spy. He's been lying to his wife, but he loves his wife. He loves his family. He can compartmentalize and justify in his head. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? How do you justify that, right? But he loves his family. So that was going to be my focus. So here's a guy who's probably not too focused on going to the gym and being all yoked, but he's more focused on being just a dad. Being there for his daughter, being there for his, we're not done. Being there for his family. And so that, it was trying to create a brand new universe that already exists. Again, we were set up for fuck. We're screwed. But because this cast, we got along so well. Ginger, Omar, we were all like, oh my God, you guys are good. This might, what are we doing? This is actually working. And so we then, because of that care and that respect, we didn't want to let each other down, and we would just keep pushing and doing it, and we have something pretty cool, I think.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
That is different than the movie.
So Harry's obviously a great spy. What skills do you personally feel that you have that make you a good spy?
I'm an excellent liar. I don't like to lie because I can't remember anything. But I can sell ice to an Eskimo if I need to. I can go in any room and convince them that I am. And wow, you just brought it up midway through the answer. You just brought it up. That threw me off so hard.
So everything you've said just now is a lie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But he thinks we can't see it.
I'm not Steve. No. Yeah. This was hard. I've made a career on playing a lot of dumb guys, and it's so much easier because you just get to have fun and be like, what? Now I'm playing someone who has a lot on his plate and has to be technical and have the family aspect of it and have the espionage, and how do you play that and do that and make it look cool and make it look fun and make it look confident. So it was so scary to do this, but it was, again, at the end, it was a lot of fun. That what scares you, if you pull it off, can be a lot of really exciting, right? So, yeah. Does that answer you?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.